Hello, hello. Neil Murphy, the Dynamic Man podcast. Coming to you today from awareness. I want to talk about awareness and how little of it there seems to be around the place. Everywhere you go. A couple of weeks back when I was strolling around Paris with a friend of mine, we got on the train to go back to the suburb where he lives. He said, "Keep your eye out for the zombies." I said, "Zombies? What do you mean?" He winked at me and he said, You'll know them when you see them. When you get on the train, he promptly fell asleep and left me to the will of the zombies. And look, I get where he's coming from. There's such a lack of awareness on, I hate to say it, is it over 90% of the population? Probably. And, I am, of course, a major player when it comes to a lack of awareness in situations. I have been guilty of being not very aware in relationships, and of course, that doesn't work out very well. So what does it take to be more aware, to be more conscious of our surroundings, our environment, our friendships, our relationships, our romances, and of course, ourselves? Showing real awareness for our own benefit. Because if we are acting without awareness, the choices that we come across are not going to be the best. They're just going to happen. We're not going to make them happen. And as a consequence, and life is about consequences, our decisions are not going to be the best. Then we wonder why we are where we are. Because it all comes back, decisions to choices to awareness. That's a good example of a lack of awareness today on the mountain here in Pila, where, look, it was snowing earlier. The clouds were pretty low on the mountain. The visibility was not the best in places, but it's a really good example of where people are not showing awareness, because there's consequences when you make mistakes or you put yourself in situations where you shouldn't be. Like right near the end, coming back into the chairlifts at the base of the mountain, there's one chair on the right hand side coming up, feeding into another chair that's going higher on the left hand side. Now the piece is probably 100 meters wide, and there's a lot of traffic, and it's, there's a lot of traffic that are like coming into that zone at speed. But when I was coming through there, and there's traffic coming down, there's traffic going across, there's 8 grown men, adults. I could see the grey whiskers under their goggles. And they were standing in a line across the run, the piste. 8 of them. And you're just looking at them going, would you do that on a busy road in the middle of a city? Traffic coming from all angles. The lack of awareness on each and every one of them, mature guys that should know better, you're looking at them going, what promotes that kind of a level of lack of awareness? Now, for us guys in our 40s and 50s, we can't claim to be breathing in air with less oxygen at 7,000 or 8,000 feet. We can't be, claiming the excuse that we're a bit exhausted after a day on the mountain. We need to show more awareness, or else life is just going to throw decisions and bad choices our way, and we're going to end up living someone else's dream, living in effect of the consequences of the poor decisions we made because we weren't aware enough to make better choices. So, what is the key for us men in our 40s and 50s? What do we have to do? How can we show better awareness? How can we re-energize ourselves to clear the fog in our brain? To get the fear, the obligations, and the guilt out of our heads so we can see clearly better choices so we can make better decisions. Well, you're in the right place because that's exactly what I do. I help re-energize guys in our 40s and 50s. 40s and 50s. Yeah, we've been through the mill. Life has kicked us in the ass and the nuts. It's been an unbearable burden, everything that we've had to carry. So it's time to lighten the load, take the weight off your mind, get rid of those negative emotions that have built up over time. Guilt, fear, resentments, limiting beliefs, limiting decisions, everything. The judgments, the criticisms that we live by. Time to clear the decks. All that stuff, okay, maybe it served a purpose one time, maybe twice, but it's not relevant anymore. We're living by life sentences on so many levels. That's just the way we do it. Fair enough, there's so much information coming our way every day. We have to generalize, distort, and determine what's important for us. Yeah. So we make snap decisions and we turn them into life sentences that we live by, curtailing our awareness because we already know. We don't have to learn that again. We already know it. That's not good enough. I served its purpose one time, and now, gotta get rid of it. Get rid of it. That's what I do. I'm going to ask you the hard questions. That's going to make your life so much easier. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the consequences of making better decisions, because that's what this is all about. Giving you the space, the inspiration, the creativity, clearing that cluttered studio in your brain, in your mind. Getting rid of all the, let's just say, practice runs you've made to be where you are today. Okay, you've put yourself in a good position. Now it's time to reset, add a little upgrade here and there, and take a psychological cold plunge and realize that you're not alone. All of us guys are going through the same thing. When I talk to guys that have you know, plucked up the courage to answer these hard questions, these tough questions, these challenging, confrontational, maybe even questions, and risen to the challenge, they never look back. They never go back to where they were. Because energetically, they find their element. So, don't be like those eight guys spread across the piece, looking to be hit like skittles. They were just too short of a bunch of skittles. I mean, you would have taken them all out if you hit one. So, if this resonates with you, like and subscribe. Book an energizer call. Get on a chat with me, or I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to invigorate your dreams, to re-energize your awareness, so that you make the decisions, the better decisions, that really get you back in your groove, in your element, making the kind of decisions that lead you to living the life, the exact life that you want to live. Now, unless you're violently opposed to this kind of exercise, book an energizer call. Let's get on a chat and let's get you back in this grooving, in your style, in your way, in your element. Let's get on it. Stay high.